The biggest battle we will ever have to face is the battle between you and you. It's the battle of taking your mind to that limit and then breaking through. On the Mindful Experiment podcast, we will share concepts, universal laws, and interviewing individuals who have done just that, who have gone through the dark times and through those moments allowed their light to shine bright. I'm your host, Dr. Vic Manzo, and I want to thank you for listening to the podcast and taking this journey with me as we discover different avenues to break through those limits, expand your reality, and evolve into the person you desire to be. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode on the Mindful Experiment. This is your host, Dr. Vic Manzo, and I'm excited to have you guys on and listening to another episode. Once a week, I share always a topic, something that has come to mind, something that I've seen a pattern of, and so much more that I want to just share with you guys. And before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to share about my 5-week vision course that we have, our 5-week online vision course that we have done. It's been a transformational process for many people. It's been really cool. What it is, it's like a boot camp. And what we really do is teach you universal laws, quantum physics, the visualization, the power of the mind, and really utilizing tools that you can do to manifest your legacy. Know the aspects of how to do that. We're starting our next course March 25th. Definitely take a moment to check that out at empoweryourreality.com. You click on classes, or you can check if you're on Instagram listening to this, go to the links in the bio. And so it's one of those things that you can really transform your life. What people have been saying about this has been life transformation. I mean, still to this day, they're telling me their ahas they did 2, 3, 4 months ago. I highly recommend it. You can check it out of all the testimonies and success stories that we've had just from this one program. So definitely check that out. I highly recommend it. And I know for a fact that you will get true transformation with it. So in today's episode, one of the things that I was thinking about this has been on my mind for a while, and it's something that I think a lot of people do, but they don't realize it and how they give away their power. It's something that I noticed that, when somebody says, I had a good day, they usually base their good off external circumstances rather than internal circumstances. When we look at an individual, and even in my office, we'll have team meetings, we'll have, hey, what was good today? Tell me something good. Anytime they ever point out to something that was external, I always say, let's rephrase back to you internally, what was good. And the reason why I do that, and I do this in my coaching groups, I do this in my one-on-ones massively, I do this with my group coaching, is that the purpose behind it is that you're giving away your power every time you say something's good or bad based on external circumstances. The way you're giving away your power is you're letting the external circumstances dictate you. They're going to control you. They're going to control your emotions. They're going to control your thoughts. Because if you have emotion, if they control your emotions, they can control your thoughts. And so the key thing is, how do you center yourself to be centered so you don't let that get to you? How do you stay centered so that it doesn't get the best of you, right? One of the things that I have done in my life that has worked massively for me is I set the tone. Tony Robbins calls this getting into state, right? Every time he goes to speak, he gets into state. Anytime he does something, he gets into state. Every time I do something, I check my energy and get into state. I get into a place where I'm empowered from within, not from externally. And that regardless what happens, I know that as long as I go to that place, as long as I go to that state, and I become that powerful within that moment, I'm being the best version I can be. And I can't accept anything better than that. Even as hard as I am on myself, even as much as I get on myself for a lot of things, I know that if I put 100% effort and this is what it was, so be it. Divine timing, so be it. But I make sure that I bring my best A game to the table. I did a video on our private Facebook group about Mondays. You can see a clip of it on Instagram or my page on Facebook at Dr. Vic Manzo. And you can see that I talk about, why is it that Some people love Mondays and some people hate Mondays, right? So I dive into that concept a little bit. And I talk about that. And then I break into the purposes behind it. And the key thing is every day, the whole purpose of what you can do and the only thing you can control is you. When Monday came for me, what I do on a Monday is I see how I want my day to go. I don't see the events. I don't see how I'm going to be with people because I can't control those things. The only thing I can control is me, my state, my emotions, my thoughts. And so for me, when it comes to something like in a day, what I really focus on is, okay, this is going to be a great day. Why is it going to be a great day? Because I'm going to make it a great day. This is what I'm going to do. And no matter what happens in my day, not that I'm not going to like totally ignore things, but I'm always going to keep it into that energy of being a great day. And so I'll see myself smiling in the office, connecting with patients, giving them love, connecting at a deep level, doing what I do best. And, if I'm doing a video recording, bringing my best to that, if I'm interviewing a podcast, or if I have a meeting, creating joint ventures and so forth, I'm bringing my A game to the table, being 100% there. And that's all I can do. And at the end of the day, if I did just that, that's a win for me. I'm done. Let's move forward. I don't care about the results of what happened. I don't care about, those certain things, because my whole goal is to show up being my best version every single day. My whole goal is to be able to control who I am and what I'm about and make sure I go forth. In my book, I talk a lot about this, Rediscover Your Greatness, which you can find on Amazon and other sources. It's been a great book from what people have been telling me. But one of the things about the book is I share about how when I go to speak, anytime I go to speak anywhere, I always put myself in a place of when I did something where the odds were against me and I succeeded. I did something that I never thought was going to be possible and I ended up doing it. And usually for me, that's sports, specifically baseball. There's times where, I just think of a moment where I may be going against the best pitcher in the league, or I made a diving catch, or I made a throw to home and I gunned the guy out and we won the game. Or I came up the pitch in a close and I struck out the guy, bases loaded, and we won the game. I mean, there's situations that have happened to me like that. And the thing is I get into that state of where I was emotionally. I actually go back to that place and feel the energy and feel everything like it's right there in front of me. And that elevates my state. And it gets me in a really powerful state that, you know what, I'm going to take this on. I'm ready to go. I'm pumped. I'm ready. I inspired myself. And then I go and speak. This is something I do every single time before I speak, before I present. And I always do a little prayer and so forth to get me in state. I do the same thing before I go into the office. I walk around the office. I put my energy through in each room. I'm seeing the patients coming in and out. And it only takes me less than a minute. But I visualize all this stuff. And I just put my energy through it and just get really centered. And then I meet with my team so that we can get ready to rock for the day. As they prep for the day and get everything ready, we come in and we just go ahead and make sure everything's ready to go. And then we get solid and we hammer things out. When it comes to your life, these are things you can do every single morning. Take it on. No matter what happens, it's not about what happens. We focus too much there. Instead, focus on you and the individual that you are and how you can control your state and how you can control your emotions and how you want to bring them to the best level. Because what ends up starting to happen, this has happened to me over the years, is that the importance behind this is that when shit hits the fan in life, it doesn't throw you off as much. You see, you won't be so rattled. You won't be so reactive. You'll actually be in a better state. And when you're in a better state, when you're in a good place, right? Kids know this. Ooh, mom and dad is in a good mood. I should tell them about the thing that happened at school now. Kids know this shit already. So it's up to you, same thing for yourself. If you put yourself in a great place, your reactions and so forth are going to be actually more optimal instead of minimizing and breaking down and more destructive or inflammatory. This is why it's so important to control your state. This is why it's so important to make sure every single day you're rocking and rolling. And this is what I teach and what I do in my programs. Not that again, another commercial here, but it's one of those things of what I do in my programs to really help elevate people's lives. And if that's something that you're looking for, check out our program. Check out the 5-week vision course. I promise you that it will definitely be something that's going to be different than you've heard before. And it's definitely going to be a life transformation experience. And we have a special going on up until end of the March before the program starts on the 25th. So you got to register beforehand. So take a look at the program, check that out. But this is what we teach. This is what I do in my program. If you feel like you're there and you're letting emotions get to you, and if you're letting crap get to you in some shape or form consistently, come check us out. We can help. And I used to be that guy who used to look externally all the time. I had a great day today. Why? I saw this much things. I did this happened, that happened. Oh, what happened today? I had a bad day. Why? Because of blah, 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 blah. And now I rarely have bad days, and I mainly have good days because I dictate the day. I put myself in a state to give me the best opportunity, the best possibilities to be at that level. And that's what I would love to see everyone else do in the same way. As always, guys, I want to thank you for listening. If you like the show, please share a review on iTunes. If you have any cool stories or comments, or if you have something that you've been challenging with, or something that's been struggling with, send me an email, drvic@empoweryourreality.com. Shoot me a direct message over at Instagram or Facebook, and Snapchat. I'm on there also. LinkedIn, and connect. If there's episodes that, if you share something with me, I'll put a podcast out for it. I do this. This is something I do. I survey my tribe a little bit here and there for topics that they're looking for, and then I present on those so that I make sure I'm giving good content to my tribe. And the same thing goes for you guys. If you're a listener, you're part of the tribe, definitely go ahead and send me an email on something you're interested in, and I'd be more than happy to share about it. So as always, I appreciate you guys. Keep rocking and rolling, and I'll talk to you all next week.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. For past shows, please visit www.empoweryourreality.com. I hope this show inspired you and added to your life to help you on the journey to rediscover who you really are. To connect with us on Facebook, please visit www.facebook.com/Dr. Vic Manzo. Check us out on Twitter. The handle is Dr. Vic21. Follow us on Instagram, www.instagram.com/Dr. Vic Manzo. If you were inspired by the podcast, pay it forward by sharing it with someone who you know can benefit from it. Thank you again for listening to the Mindful Experiment podcast, sharing paths to help you rediscover your infinite potential.